Tony checking in here, and we've got quite a topic to talk about today, something called gastroparesis. Now, here's the deal. Not that many families have heard of this, but those that have, those whose children have been diagnosed with this, trust me, you have scoured the internet and seen multiple doctors and tried all sorts of probably natural treatments on your own to try and get this better for your kiddo, because it's a heck of a challenge. And the second thing I'd share is, you know what, if you're watching this and this diagnosis doesn't fit your child, but they have gut issues at all, little ones with colic and reflux or older kiddos with constipation, indigestion, those sort of things, gastroparesis is a very underdiagnosed, it's the medical word. That word, the word doesn't really matter. What matters is what's causing it and how do we take care of it. And I'm telling you, a lot more kids have this challenge by technical name than most parents know, and most doctors even know. And so what I want to do is I really want to break down the science behind gastroparesis. Really, we're going to break down the neurology, because that's what it is. It's not a nutritional condition. It's not a genetic condition per se, although definitely some certain genetic special needs kiddos are going to be more prone to have gastroparesis, which is why they're going to need the action steps we get to with this video even more so. But it's a neurological, it's a neuromuscular condition. I'm going to flip over to my little notepad whiteboard thing here, and I want to teach you exactly what's causing it and what you can do to help your child if you think they have this or you know they have this. So what gastroparesis is, by definition, is slowed or delayed emptying of the stomach. Now, if you're a nerd like me who went to school for a long time, you definitely know the word peristalsis. Peristalsis is the word for the movement of the digestive system. See, the way God designed us is our gut, including our esophagus, then the stomach, then all the intestines, the colon. If we put it all together, every single bit of those tissues are muscles. They're what's called smooth muscles by anatomical definition. And smooth muscles are muscles we cannot control. They are muscles your kiddo cannot control. Everything with gastroparesis is supposed to run on autopilot via the autonomic or central nervous system. So we're going to bring this into the conversation here. We call that the ANS or CNS, the autonomic nervous system or central nervous system. And once food hits the stomach, there's a nerve called the vagus nerve that really runs the show here. And the vagus nerve is a sensory nerve. And the vagus nerve has all of these kind of satellites and sensory receptors, if you will, into the gut. The vagus nerve actually goes all the way down into the intestine, but it definitely runs the show with the stomach. And when food and things hit the stomach, the vagus nerve is supposed to be able to receive those signals and send the message to the brain to stimulate the muscles. So really what it is a problem with this is really coming from, so if we go north, I'm gonna try and draw this out best I can in kind of reverse from the challenge and the symptom and the condition to the science mechanism and to what's really causing that. So the delayed emptying is really a vagus nerve disorder or dysfunction. Okay, now vagus nerve is a sensory nerve that then controls motor function, because these autonomic muscles don't know to trigger, don't know to move unless there's a sensory to then motor trigger for that. So the vagus nerve and other what are called neurological tracts. I know we're nerdy, but this is a heck of a condition for kids, and there's not really any good medications or natural supplementations at all that put a dent in gastroparesis, because again, it's not genetic, it's not nutritional, it's not chemical, it's a neuromuscular disorder. So those neuromuscular tracts that carry the sensory motor information, what the vagus nerve is supposed to do is it goes through what's called the neurospinal sensory system. That is actually done through our spine, our spinal cord, and the central nervous system is really the hub of the central and autonomic nervous system, is really running through the neurospinal sensory system. That's what makes this conversation so amenable to chiropractors, and specifically neurologically focused pediatric chiropractors, because that neurospinal system is our area of expertise. And we love other practitioners. We work with pediatricians, holistic doctors, all over, nutritionists, OTs, PTs. We work with other professionals like crazy, and they each have their specialty based upon education and focus. Ours is this. No one holds a candle to us in understanding the central, autonomic, and neurospinal systems. That's just what we know. And what happens if there is, just to kind of signify, if there is something called a subluxation in this area, subluxation, if it comes in here or here, it can be at either of the stops along this neuromuscular train, neurosensory train, subluxation is interference, okay? Now that interference to neurological communication causes incoordination, okay? So now the paresis, the peristalsis, the movement is not done in a coordinated fashion. Instead, it's slowed or stopped altogether due to this thing called subluxation, which is interfering with the neurological, neuromuscular communication that is supposed to run on autopilot. So subluxation is a catch-all word for that is stuck, that is slowed, that is incoordinated, and it shifts the nervous system into fight or flight sympathetic dominance, and it can also come from sympathetic fight or flight dominance. So what is actually above all of this? What do we see that actually causes this subluxation in the first place? The two top triggers are what we see is birth intervention, which really a lot of times is birth trauma to the neck via forceps, vacuum extraction, C-section. What happens is any sort of birth intervention can really wreak havoc on the brainstem and the neurospinal system, and it really interferes with the vagus nerve. So birth trauma looks like early on colic, reflux, indigestion, constipation, fussy baby, and then they grow into a neurogenic, neuromuscular gut disorder. And sometimes if it gets bad enough and they do the scopes and they do all the testing and they get diagnosed with gastroparesis, that's what happens. Now, the nervous system doesn't work via chemistry. The nervous system works via sensory motor communication. And if subluxation is there, then your child is going to have that delayed emptying, that slowed, that uncoordinated neurological function, and it may fit the medical criteria of gastroparesis. But like we said kind of in the beginning and the middle of this video, medicine doesn't have a lot of helpful things because medicine isn't in the business of neurology. They're in the business of chemistry, pharmacology, and so forth. And because this isn't a chemical problem, it's a neuromuscular problem, this is where those more in the physical neurospinal realm, like pediatric chiropractors, can make all the difference. So the number one thing we want to do, and you'll see it, we're going to link, I'm going to have our team link, so read the article that is going to go into the comments, or actually maybe just in the copy with this video. And in the article, you're going to see these scans. We can run neuromuscular and dysautonomia scans. Now, those are nerd terms for this. We can find it. We can find where that subluxation and where that vagus nerve interference and disorder has set up shop. And what that allows us to do is find it, quantify it, how bad is it, and then target it, be able to locate it with our adjustments, which are so safe, so gentle, and so effective at getting stress off the nervous system, getting subluxation out of the way, getting the autonomic and vagus nerve function back online. The cool thing about the scans is we can not only find the problem, we can actually track it. We run them every 2 to 4 weeks as kiddos go through their drug-free, neurologically focused chiropractic care plan. And we can actually see we're making real, actual neurophysiological change and improvements to the child's nervous system so that the change we provide with chiropractic is long-lasting, not short-term relief like so many indigestion and other sort of drugs or medical moves that come with this. Now, I want to finish with a very important point of clarification that we really need to do with all of our videos here on this PX Docs platform. We don't treat anything. We don't cure anything, okay? So if somebody comes in there and they watch this, this is a medical condition. What is the chiropractor having to do with that? Nothing with the condition, but everything with the cause of the condition. We don't chase symptoms. We don't treat conditions. We dig deep with families into their case histories. Is there some genetics? Was there a birth trauma? Is there colic? Was there all these signs that we know can lead to a perfect storm that can cause gastroparesis and all sorts of other challenges from that as well? And we get to the actual cause. We get to the nervous system and we change and improve how the nervous system in its coordination and communication is functioning. And the way God designed us is He made the nervous system the boss of the body. The nervous system is the mom of the entire neurophysiological system. It runs the gut, it runs the immune system, it runs our emotions, it runs our sleep, It runs everything. So we are doctors of the nervous system in a functional, not pathological way. I only bring the diagnosis into this video so that those of you who are looking for hope, answers, and help for your child with gastroparesis can find it in the first place, because if your child's been diagnosed with it, you've scoured the internet looking for solutions, because I bet you the ones you've tried so far haven't gotten the job done. Give a neurologically focused chiropractor that last shot to find the answers, find the cause, and most importantly, get you the action steps to get your child's nervous system to relax and improve its function. And then the way God designed this is we have all the healing we need on the inside. We just got to make sure there's no interference to its function. Go to our website, read the articles about gastroparesis, vagus nerve disorders, subluxation, dysautonomia. Check out the scans. Inside the one article about gastroparesis, you'll find all the other articles that you're going to want to read about the vagus nerve and these different terms we brought in this video. And then on the website as well is the most important thing you need, and it is our directory of hundreds and hundreds and soon thousands and thousands of doctors all over the world who have the technology, who have the training, who have the ability to make the adjustments that make the changes to your child's nervous system that get to the root cause of what's going on here. I hope this video helped. If you know another family who this video can help, whether it's a gastroparesis diagnosis or just chronic gut challenges for their kiddos, and they've exhausted traditional medicine, they've exhausted natural medicine and probiotics and prunes and all the different diet changes, and you know they need to hear this message about the neurological root cause of gastroparesis and other gut issues, will you please tag them or share this video with them? And if you need help beyond the directory, beyond the articles on the website, just send us a message, send us a DM. We are here to help always. God bless, be well. Hope this video helped you help your child with that missing link to gastroparesis and chronic gut issues. See you on the next one.